We're back with another Saint Spotlight, and today's guest is Melissa Greenlea-Reed. Melissa is the finance manager for Hamilton County Clerk of Courts in Ohio, and she returned to higher education in 2013 as a member of the Thomas More Adult Student Program. Melissa earned a Bachelor of Business Administration and quickly followed that up with an MBA. She is currently pursuing her doctorate at Xavier University. Melissa, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, not a problem. Can you give us a short history of your career path and how you became the finance manager for Hamilton County?
Sure. I actually went back to school. I had 2 years under my belt before I started juvenile court, Hamilton County Juvenile Court, and I went back to school for my BA at Thomas More because of the recession that happened in 2008. I really wanted to, we weren't getting raises anymore, so I kind of needed some other way to generate income. So with that, I went back to school in 2013 so that I could figure out a way to do that because it was, the competition was a little bit more stiff at that point because everybody wanted to do better with the lack of raises. So I went back and got my undergrad, kind of enjoyed it, and loved Thomas More, so I went back to get my MBA. And there's where I met Jack. And I really I excelled at that. I did very well. And I still had the thirst to want to learn. And I wanted to eventually teach at the collegiate level. I decided to go back to my doctorate in leadership studies.
Oh, great. So what drew you to the Thomas More program?
The flexibility in the scheduling, as far as the cohort, it was a very locked program, which I enjoyed. And the flexibility in that you dropped out, you come back in and still pick up your classes. The evening courses were perfect for me because I worked full-time during the day.
Okay.
And it fit my lifestyle.
So what was the biggest challenge you found with going back to school?
Time. You had to find time to study, work. You know, you had to bring work home. You had to manage and balance both of them out. Which one was going to be, get hit first, or you had to really balance it out. Plus, you had to keep your life going. I had a daughter, and a husband, so I had to manage the family life as well as school and work. So it was really a balancing act.
Yes, that's true. Do you keep in contact with any of your former classmates or your professors?
I do. The cohort that I was in, it was 4 of us that I try to keep us together. Now, we have strayed apart often, but we're still kind of once every year, a couple of years, we try to find each other. The professors, I definitely keep in contact with Jack. He's been helping me with my dissertation at Xavier.
Are there any experiences at Thomas More that stood out in your mind?
Any experiences that stood out? The ones I really enjoyed was the project that we did with our group in our MBA program that we were trying to get Thomas More to add more certifications to, like Lean Six Sigma Black Belt, which Jack ended up doing out there, and some more certifications kind of add some other bulk to the university.
Okay.
And so that was our project, actually, was how that could be filtered into the system to increase not only the profit margin, but also increase visibility.
Do you have any advice for current students or anyone who's considering going back to school?
The advice that I would really give is to look at it in the lens of the benefit later, because when you're going through the issue at the time, it's always very difficult and very hard, and it seems sometimes impossible. But when you keep the result in mind and the end in mind, it's worth it.
Well, thank you so much for being our Saint Spotlight.
Thank you for having me.